girl says it's gonna storm. Power lines likely to come down. Take a nap with me. Let the world go round.
You know that feeling in a video game when you die, you respawn, you start running, and you immediately die again? Like the game is just kind of repeatedly and cheerfully murdering you and then asking, continue, insert coin. That's what this chapter of my life felt like. Reset, start, die, reset, start, die. Except there was no pause button, no walkthrough guide, and the coins were real money I didn't have. Every time I thought I'd stabilized, filed the reports, secured the accounts, changed the numbers, froze the credit, something else would blow up. A new charge I didn't authorize, a new account I didn't open, a new piece of evidence that the people I was related to by blood were actively, currently, and in an ongoing manner, stealing from me. You can't reset your family. That's not a button that exists. I'm Grace Mangum. Today, the theft comes back. The family betrayal deepens. My own attempts to fix things makes things worse, and my body starts to rebel. But I also make chocolate mousse, so it's not all bad. Welcome to the penultimate episode of Season 1 of Everyone Wants to Be Me, Identity Theft Blows. Penultimate. Oh, that's a $5 word for you, isn't it? It means second to last, not to be pedantic. And I'm using it because after 14 episodes of being robbed, I deserve to use my fancy vocabulary. Last episode was the marathon. FBI, IAB, Christmas shop, street assaults, Fastnuts. Today, we're dealing with the aftermath of the aftermath. Because identity theft doesn't respect your recovery timeline. It doesn't wait politely while you file reports and rebuild. It surges. It comes back in waves, sometimes bigger than the original. This episode covers the resurgence, the car rental nightmare, Enterprise, my old friend, ongoing cramming, the full confirmation that family is driving this, technical mistakes I made while trying to protect myself that actually cost me, and the medical fallout of years of sustained stress. It's a lot, but we're almost through, and there's actually chocolate mousse at the end. Just when I thought the bleeding had stopped, it started again. New fraudulent charges, new spoofed calls, even on the newest number. New instances of cramming on my bills. It was like playing whack-a-mole, except the moles were identity thieves and the mallet was made of paperwork and hold music. The car rental situation resurfaced. More charges from Enterprise, more disputes, more hours on the phone with people who couldn't understand why someone would rent a car using someone else's identity. But why would they do that? I don't know, Karen from Enterprise Corporate. Maybe ask them? Oh, wait, you can't, because they're using my name and you think they're me. The cramming, unauthorized charges on my phone and utility bills was relentless. I'd get a charge removed, and 2 weeks later, a new one would appear. Different service, same scam. It was like those horror movies where you lock every door and window and the monster is already inside because the monster had my account information. The monster was my account, as far as the systems were concerned. And then came the confirmation I'd been dreading. In episode 12, I told you I discovered the family members were involved. But discovered and confirmed are different things. Discovery is finding the puzzle pieces. Confirmation is seeing the finished puzzle and realizing it's a picture of people you love, only they're holding a knife. Through the reports I'd filed, the investigations that were slowly inching forward, and my own research, including AI-assisted investigation, because I'd learned those tools by now, I was able to confirm, with evidence, that specific family members had participated in the theft of my identity. I'm not going to detail how. The evidence is for legal proceedings, not podcasts. But I'll tell you what confirmation felt like. It felt like having a tooth pulled without anesthesia. You know it needs to happen. You know the tooth is rotten. But the pain of extraction is staggering, even when you're prepared for it. My family. Not strangers on the dark web, not hackers in a foreign country, my family. Now let me tell you about overcorrection, because this is something identity theft victims need to know about. In your desperation to lock everything down, you can actually make mistakes that cost you. I made technical overcorrections. In my rush to secure my digital life, changing passwords, locking accounts, implementing new security measures, I sometimes locked myself out. Or I'd implement a security protocol that was incompatible with something else I needed, or I'd trust a service that promised protection but actually created new vulnerabilities. One particular overcorrection cost me money, real money I couldn't afford to lose. And again, I'm not going to specify the details because, frankly, it's embarrassing. And also because I don't want to give someone or anyone a roadmap for exploiting identity theft victims who are trying to protect themselves. But the lesson is this. When you're panicking, you make mistakes. And the identity theft recovery industry, yes, there's an industry, isn't always your friend. Some services actually prey on victims' desperation. And then on top of all of this, my body started failing. Not dramatically, not a collapse, no hospitalization, but the accumulation of years of stress, of poor sleep, of cortisol overload, financial deprivation, and emotional trauma began expressing itself physically. Medical issues that I can't detail here, but that were directly connected to the sustained assault on my well-being. Your body keeps score. That's not just a book title. It's a biological fact. You cannot be under siege for years without your body eventually sending you the bill. And my body's bill arrived right when I could least afford to pay it, financially or emotionally. But here's the thing about the reset button. Even when the game keeps killing you, you keep pressing continue. Not because you're optimistic, not because you think this time will be different, but because the alternative, giving up, letting them win, disappearing, is unacceptable. I pressed the reset button again. I fixed the overcorrection. I addressed the medical issues as best I could with limited resources. I disputed the new charges. I filed new reports. I kept going because they wanted me to stop. And I don't do what they want anymore. So let me save you from the mistakes I made. Recovery pitfalls, the traps that identity theft victims fall into while trying to protect themselves. Number 1, over-securing and locking yourself out. When you change all your passwords at once, you're likely to forget some of them. Use a reputable password manager. Again, I'm a big fan of Proton, but there's Bitwarden, there's iPassword, or LastPass. And do yourself a big favor and write down your master password on paper stored in a physical safe or some location that only you know about. A safety deposit box is one. Don't trust your memory during a crisis. 2, paying for unnecessary services. Not every identity theft protection service is worth the money. Some are legitimate, LifeLock, Identity Force, Aura, but many are overpriced or redundant. Before paying for protection, exhaust the free tools. Credit freezes, those are free. Fraud alerts, those are free too. IRS IP PIN, also free. Credit monitoring through your bank, often free. Number 3, not getting medical help. Stress-related health problems are real, and they get worse if you ignore them. Even without insurance, community health centers provide care on a sliding fee scale. Find one at findahealthcenter.hrsa.gov. Number 4, trusting too quickly during recovery. When you're desperate, you're vulnerable to people who promise help. Verify anyone claiming to assist you. Attorneys, recovery specialists, tech support. Check credentials. Read reviews. If someone asks for money up front to fix your identity theft, be very, very cautious. Number 5, not planning for recurrence. Identity theft often comes in waves. Even after you think it's resolved, maintain your monitoring. Keep your credit frozen by default. Check your accounts monthly. The thieves still have your information, so a freeze doesn't delete their knowledge of your Social Security number. On the medical front, the connection between identity theft and health problems is well documented. Studies show that identity theft victims experience rates of stress, anxiety, and depression comparable to victims of violent crime. If you're experiencing physical symptoms, sleep disruption, headaches, digestive issues, chest pain, fatigue, tell your doctor the context. I'm experiencing identity theft is medically relevant information. When your body is falling or failing and your identity is being stolen for the second time and your family has betrayed you and the rental car company won't stop sending bills, there is chocolate mousse. Chocolate mousse is an act of defiance in my book. It's unnecessary, it's indulgent, it's frivolous, and that's exactly why you make it when everything is terrible. because the people trying to destroy you want you to shrink. They want you to eat rice and beans and count your pennies, and they want you to hide. Chocolate Mousse says, I refuse to be diminished or dismissed. I also made Moravian sugar cake, which is pretty much the opposite of chocolate mousse. It's simple, it's humble, it's sweet. Mousse is defiance. Sugar cake is gentleness. And sometimes you need both on the same day. So when everything has been taken, make something luxurious. You deserve it. You have always deserved it. And if anyone tells you that you can't afford mousse, remind them that eggs and chocolate cost less than the dignity your identity thieves tried to steal. Make the mousse. Eat it slowly. Close your eyes. Let the chocolate be the only thing that exists for 60 seconds. That's not escapism. That's self-preservation. Okay, so let's recap. Identity theft surges back. Family involvement confirmed. Overcorrections that cost money. Medical problems that emerge. And through it all, I pressed the reset button and I started again. Because the alternative isn't acceptable. So your action items. Number 1, use a password manager. Stop relying on memory during a crisis. Number 2, before paying for identity theft protection services, exhaust the free tools that are available to you. Number 3, see a doctor. Tell them about the identity theft. Let them know your physical health and help them to understand that your physical health is connected to your circumstances. Number 4, do your best to plan for recurrence. Keep monitoring even after things seem resolved. In the next episode, which is the season finale, Are You Going to Be a Baker Now? Is what I've titled that episode. We're talking about healing. We're talking about moving forward, looking up, keeping hope. We also talk about the final attempts by family to undermine me through more police calls. The power of filing reports back at them. New technology. And the answer to the question everyone keeps asking me, are you going to be a baker now? Plus, spice cookies, because every ending needs a little spice. Share this episode with anyone who's been knocked down and gotten back up and been knocked down again. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, smash that like button, leave a comment. There's one more episode left. We're almost there. The show notes, which will be available on Substack, my Substack account, that's everyonewantsToBeMe.substack.com. Those will have health resources, password manager recommendations, and of course, the chocolate mousse recipe. I'm Grace Mangum. Everyone wants to be me. And at this point, I want to be me too. I'm reclaiming her. One reset at a time. See you next episode for the finale.